Another tutorial we're going to do today is going to be how to do line art. At least hard lining as it is. Basically, what I'm going to do today is kind of show generally two ways of doing it. The way I kind of do my line art is a little bit ass backwards compared to most people. Because what I do is after making a line, we'll use this as an example after I make my sketch is I erase everything from when it is from the original sketch to get the thin lines or how smooth I want the curve to be by just erasing it and smoothing it out as it go. And if I make any mistakes such as this, I just readjust it by redoing the line and then erasing again. Not a lot of people use it like this because kind of dumb actually. It kind of slows down process, but I don't know. For some reason I've always liked it this way. So that's one way of doing it, and like while you're doing it, you kind of get more of a feel of how much your lines have to be thinned out or thickened as you go, and I don't know, works for me. As you can see, this starts to look a little bit more clean, and it's less redrawing everything. So, as sometimes I feel that after I've drawn my first sketch, I can't recreate the exact same idea, or it doesn't look as good, and then it just gets worse as it is. Some people are reverse. Some people hate their sketches and enjoy more their hard lined ideas. Okay, so assuming you are a normal person and want to hardline it, so what we do, we take this layer, if you're using one of these programs. If you're not, it doesn't really matter. But we're going to make it so it's a little bit lighter and more transparent compared to the sketch lines. You pick your hardline color. Most people use black, but as you go on, you'll start learning to use different colors to get more effect and more depth of the picture, but we'll stick with black today. Okay, so once you pick the color and you have your transparent sketch lines, you can make another layer on the above it, which will be where you'll be doing your hard lining from then on. So what we'll do is once you have your hard line layer, you start drawing on top of your sketch, and as you know, for the layers, it won't affect anything below it. So as you do it, you can just, as I said, just slowly make your lines a little bit more smooth. Some people like using really thin lines, some people use thick lines. It's all style. I can't really talk to that without some kind of expertise behind it, and as we all know, I am no expert. So for that, myself, I just use whatever looks good at the time or fits the picture. I don't really have a set preference or settings, just whatever came in the program, and I deal with it as I go. And I don't really pick anything from the settings. I just kind of switch back and forth on the actual slider. So I don't have like a button I push to get like the 0.8 or 3.5 inch or whatever the hell settings they use for these. So just as you go along, take your time. Some people are asking how to make your lines smooth. That is going to depend on what you're using. If you're using a mouse or otherwise, it's going to be a little bit harder. You'll have to take more time to do it. Some programs will auto-correct for you, such as, like, say if you're using Flash or maybe some of the different art programs. But essentially, you just have to take your time. If you're using a tablet or otherwise, quick movements are usually the best to make more of a smooth curve. That or how I do it, just go back and erase it. Like if you're doing a quick movement, you can do a curve quite smoothly. We'll make this a little bit thinner there, like so, and then you can just erase whatever you can do there. So basically, if just depending on the programs you're doing, it's going to be more variable. Like if you have general questions, I might be able to speak to it and how you can get around it. But generally, it's just trial and error and taking your time. Taking your time is going to be the general rule for any of this because, well, art takes time. If you rush it, it's going to look, basically like this. And depending on your settings too, your tablet, which I've noticed on some people's, makes sort of like this, kind of like bumpy edges everywhere. I don't know why it does that, but it's basically a settings thing. It shouldn't do that. Like when you're making a line, it should be fairly smooth. No juddering in between or breaking. It should be just one slight movement, and it all should be drawing on itself. Same goes with the mouse. If you start getting some kind of hiccups, your mouse settings might be a little bit messed up, or your mouse might be broken. Might want to look into that to improve your line art in the future. But essentially, this is how you do it. You just take your time, make sure that you are making everything smooth. Anything broken, like such as this, as you can see here, it looks like a little uneven. Just go back and erase it a little bit, smooth it out on both sides. And like I said, just take your time. Like I said, any questions, just definitely leave them with me, and I'll help you out as best as I can. But otherwise, that should be it. Thanks for tuning in. Later.